Honestly, when I was at Howard, I wanted to come out of school and become a radio personality, to sit and talk to people and play music. That was the ultimate job to me, to come out and be a radio personality and just spend my day playing music and talking to people, talking with people. That's what I wanted to do. And when I came out of Howard, there was no job available in radio. I think I lost.
Okay, this has never happened before, and I'm so sorry. Bad connection, and I'm hearing you, and I'm like, okay, don't go out, don't go out. So, let's continue. Sorry, peoples. Y'all know how modern technology is, and I think we're good now. So my apologies. So go ahead, Jackie. Sorry.
Yeah, so I didn't know that I wanted to go into publicity. I didn't know that publicity was going to take over my heart the way it has. I actually initially wanted to be a radio personality. I wanted to be on air, talking to people all day, having conversations, playing music. That was the life for me, And I did a couple of internships in New York. I was at BLS. I was at KISS FM, and when I was in my junior year at Howard, I was offered a job as the producer of the morning show here at Hot 97. And at that time, Wendy was on air, Kenny Webb, and Jeff Fox were the morning show personalities at that time. And one thing I didn't share about myself when I shared that I grew up in the Bronx is that I am also West African. So my family is from Ghana. You didn't know that, yes. My family is from Ghana. So I have the typical African parents that you hear about. Go become a doctor, a lawyer, something, valid in our culture. And, here I am walking around saying, I want to be a radio personality. That's what I want to do. My mother thought it was crazy, So I get out of school, and my mother, naturally, I'm mentioning an African mother, did not approve of me leaving school to become a producer of some radio station somewhere that she didn't even listen to. She was like, get us back to school. And from my perspective, it was like, this is what we go to school for, to come out of school and work at the top #1 station in the country, which at that time was in New York, KISS FM, So what else do you want from me, But she didn't understand that. She forced me to go to school. I came out of school, and KISS FM had changed its format. At that time, it was the Budweiser Superfest, all the current stuff, and they changed to classic,
Yeah.
And the radio personalities that were there didn't even know if they were going to have a job. So I got a job at a clothing store.
Okay.
And as the type of person I am, is I treat everybody the same way. I talk to everybody. I don't, oh, this person is important, let me get to know them. And I met someone who worked at a record label while I was working at the clothing store. And that's how I ended up in the industry.
Oh, wow.
At some point or another, there was a lady that used to come into the clothing store all the time. She was always in a rush. She was always stressed out. She was always going to an event. And I didn't know she worked in the, in the record industry, I just knew that she came in all the time, and I got to know her, and I was like, what's your size? And I would just grab clothes for her and just hold it. So one day she came into the store and said, what do you want to do? Is this what you really want to do? I said, no, I've been looking for a job at a record label or a radio station or something for a while. And while she was in the dressing room, she passed her card over the dressing room, and she was the vice president of marketing at Atlantic Records. I was like, oh my God, I had no idea that all this time which the lesson there is to don't treat people based upon what who you think they are or what they just treat people, well, period,
Yeah.
and it turned out that's who she was, and she got me access, and that's how I ended up in the industry.